Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/brews and blasters. There's over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Here we go.
You're listening to Brews and Blasters, RetroZap.com's free-ranging discussion about all things Star Wars.
How we doing?
Same as always.
That bad, huh?
With your hosts, Chris and Joe, two guys from Boston who are talking about this stuff anyway.
Bulky religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
Let us go inside where we can discuss business over a drink.
Conversation anyway.
This place can be a little rough.
Not good.
I don't like this.
This is madness.
Would you join me for a little refreshment? Everyone's invited, of course.
I think you overestimate their chances.
No, not really, no.
Listening. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Brews and Blasters, RetroZap.com's free-ranging discussion about all things Star Wars. My name is Joe, and joining me today is not Chris Salton, who is on assignment out in the field. He's in a field, actually. He's just kind of standing there in the rain, and I don't know, he won't leave. So, you know, I'm going to go out and I'm going to bring him a brew later. But yeah, he's out in the field. But yeah, we have a very special guest tonight. Good friend of mine, John Adams from the Super Awesome Geek Show. And I heard him Monday morning on his podcast, and I had to talk to him this week. And yeah, welcome, John. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks a lot. It's your Vintage Geek, and I'm feeling awesome.
Vintage
Thanks
Geek,
a lot for having me back on.
Oh, my pleasure, of course. You're welcome anytime here, man. Vintage Geek, huh?
Yeah, that's what I call myself, because I'm you know, when something's older than 30 years, it's considered vintage, right?
Oh, come on. How old are you?
I'm 42.
No.
Yeah.
No way. Really?
I'm going to be 43 in January.
Oh my God. I thought you were like 27.
A lot of people say that when they look at me. They're like, dude, you don't look that old. You look half that age.
I want your midichlorians, to be perfectly honest. I'm 35, and yeah, I could, yeah. So you got a few years on me. Nothing major though. That's cool. Yeah, definitely. So man, I just have to say that you're like my hero this week. You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, you went on air this Monday morning, and you had something to say that most people don't really talk about, and you went onto your show and you explained that, you know, for would it be a few weeks or a few months ago?
It was a few weeks ago, like probably almost a month ago when it happened. Yeah,
towards like the end of the summer.
Yeah.
You know, you were having some issues you had to work out. You had some things that you weren't feeling well, you weren't doing well, and you were kind of having a little bit of a hard time, right?
Yeah. I mean, basically, I had a mental breakdown. I mean, that's really the way to put it.
Yeah, and you know, you got help, and you know, you had friends and family around you who were there to help you, and you went and you worked out what you had to work out, and you're back and better than ever, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's like a night and day change. The guys at the Overlake Hospital, the clinic there, I mean, I can't thank them enough. It was just like a night and day change.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is, first of all, it's awesome, and I'm really glad that you're healthy and you're feeling good and you're with us, and that's awesome. Like that's first and foremost that we're glad that you're doing well.
Thank you.
Of course. But second of all, the fact that you were able to go on air and kind of be a voice for anyone out there who might be struggling a little bit or dealing with, any sort of issues they need to get through, and the fact that you were brave enough to kind of talk about that, I mean, you're my hero this week for real.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
It can be tough to come out and say those things, but I kind of felt like it was important, and I kind of felt, hey, since we're a geek show, we could kind of relate this to comic books, and I mean, so many comic book heroes, you can clearly tell, have different pathologies or mental health issues, and the villains and everybody. So, and I mean, especially in Marvel Comics, Stan Lee did a wonderful job creating all these characters that all had real world issues to deal with, as well as saving the world.
Of course, that's the Marvel model right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and health is a continuity. It's not one thing you are. You have your mental health, you have your bodily health, and you have to make sure that all of it is in check. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you realize that you may need to, work some things out, it's good to seek that help and never, ever, ever be afraid to do so and speak up and talk to your loved ones. And I think that's just fantastic. Yeah. So
yeah. And what we're referring to, if all the listeners want to check it out, episode 67 of the Super Awesome Geek Show, Mental Health in Comics.
Making my job easy.
There you go, right?
Yeah, man. That's absolutely. And you should definitely be going to Super Awesome Geek Show. Subscribe there. Listen to every episode. They're great guys over there. John, did you form Super Awesome Geek Show? I don't know if we ever really talked about that on this show.
It was kind of, in a roundabout way. It was kind of a freak thing. My good friend Jason, who's on the show with us, he's the one who actually took me to the clinic and everything. I mean, he was here at 5 a.m. when I was having panic attacks and everything, and was just like, maybe we should just go to the ER and they'll know what to do. And so that's how it started. That's how it got me there. And I mean, my dad is still thankful. He thinks that Jason saved my life. He's like his hero now.
That's awesome.
But
that's great.
Yeah, Jason came to me one day and he's like, you know what? He goes, I really want to get into podcasting and I think we should do a geek show.
Cool.
And
how long ago was that?
I thought that he meant geek, comic, toys, because him and I are both into comics and toys.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So I kind of went, let's do this. And I sort of made up a logo, the Super Awesome Geek Show. I think he came to me and said that with the name, he was like, let's make it the Super Awesome #1 Geek Show. And then I went, well, if you try to get Super Awesome #1geekshow.com, do you put in a number sign and a 1, or do you spell out number 1, or do you put in just like NO1? And I was like, so people are going to be confused. Let's just shorten it to Super Awesome Geek Show, and then no one will ever be confused, and they'll be able to find it all the time. So that's how it came about.
Marketing strategist from day one, huh?
And then once we got going, he's like, no, I meant like tech gadget geek, like iPhones and
oh man,
like, whatever,
totally different direction.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, sorry.
Oh,
I guess this is a comic geek show now. We'll have to make a different one for that if we ever want to do it.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, we're talking about Batman here. We're not talking about bad phones. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. How long ago was that?
We started in April of last year, so this past April was our first year anniversary, and now we're into our second year.
That's awesome. Yeah. A lot of anniversaries happening around here, but that's pretty cool. So it's you and Jason primarily, but I know you have other people who are on the show as well.
Yeah, originally we had our good friend Eric, who was our sound engineer. He's got his own production studio and works on this thing called the Undone Orchestra. Really great guy. But he recently started his own business doing window cleaning, quit his day job, and he's doing that full time now.
Wow.
And he just decided just this week to drop out because he really needs to concentrate on the business and keep the thing going. You know, it's when you're starting a new business, you pretty much got to put everything you got into it.
Yeah, it's 100%.
To make it work and provide for his family. He's got a wife and a kid, you know.
110% for sure. So you got to credit him for that.
Yeah, so I totally understand that. And we also had our good friend Jacob with us in the beginning.
Right.
And then when Jacob moved to Chicago, he kind of just decided he didn't really want to Skype in and talk anymore, so we let him go. You know,
it's
no
different.
No hard feelings. It's just different change in scenery and different things he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we got. I have a great friend, Rob, who is a brilliant artist and sculptor now. He's done some amazing sculpture work for. Done a Gru, a Batman, and now he's got a Joker.
That's awesome.
He's going to be continuing to do more. I mean, it's so good that I think he should start working for Sideshow or Hot Toys or something like that, man. I mean, that's how good this guy is.
Oh, send over some pictures. We'll definitely take a look and post them on RetroZap.
Yeah,
for
that'd
sure.
Be cool. I will.
Now, did you say Groot or Gru?
Groot, like the tree guy, Guardians of the Galaxy.
That guy's awesome, but like the old school comic guy in me remembers Gru. Remember that? The barbarian?
Yeah. By Sergio, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a totally different type of statue right there. And appeal to a totally different audience.
Yeah, so he came on board. He works for a comic store called Corner Comics up in Kirkland.
Crazy.
1 day a week. So, you know, just to supplement himself.
It's
I
Kirkland,
guess he
Washington?
does that just to buy his comics, you know.
Yeah. It's Kirkland, Washington?
Yeah, Kirkland, Washington.
Crazy. Yeah. So we're really coast to coast tonight. That's awesome.
Yeah, from coast to coast, right?
Oh, I didn't even tell you about my day, did I? Oh, no, I didn't tell you about my day. Oh, man.
Well, let me tell you about the one other person we got. So
we got one more.
Yeah, because then we just got Mad B. Her name is actually Mad B. It's not a made up. Her name's Madeline. She married a guy whose last name was B, so she shortened her name from Madeline to Mad just so she could be Mad B. And,
that sounds like a good time.
She's a brilliant artist as well. She works up in Edmonton, Canada for Beamdog.
No kidding.
And as a video game illustrator. And, I mean, she has gotten... I mean, she might be a good connection because they've been starting to get some big names in to do the voice acting for some of their games.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can get those connections, you know, and she's talked with some amazing people up there, and maybe we can actually get them on our show.
That'll be awesome. And also, Edmonton is the proposed home of the Wolverine statue. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes, I know there were talks, and there was a petition to have a Wolverine statue erected in Edmonton, Canada. And we need to know some updates on that, because I haven't heard anything in a while. I'm getting a little nervous, because I want to see my friend Logan.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm going to have to ask her, because, he is from Alberta, Canada, isn't he?
That is true. That is very true. So, yeah, he's the greatest of all Canadian superheroes.
Yeah.
Perhaps the greatest Canadian ever. Perhaps.
You're right.
Yeah. Aside from Mike McDonald.
We just got Tyler Brown, who's in the local in the area, but he hasn't been on an episode yet. But he wants to be a regular rotating co-host, so he'll probably be on from time to time in the future.
It's turned into the Super Awesome Geek Orchestra.
This guy named Lee Grooms, who is a good friend of Eric, and he's kind of going to take his spot.
Yeah, it's turning into a Super Awesome Geek Orchestra over there.
Yeah. We got basically Rob, Jason, and I are going to be the three main hosts.
Yeah.
And then Mad, Lee, and Tyler will kind of rotate through as they have time and the topics interest them.
So you're doing big things over there at superawesomegeekshow.com, huh?
Yeah, we try to. We just moved the server over to a new server. Jason was running the server, and it started just getting overloaded every single day. We were getting so many hits that it was just shutting the thing down.
Woo!
So we moved over to a Squarespace, and I've been using the Square software, which is really nice and very easy to use, and it just goes right onto the podcast feed on iTunes and everything, and Stitcher, just like automatic. It's so perfect.
I wish they were advertising with us.
And it actually ties into your Square account if you have, so you can sell e-commerce, you know? So
no way.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. It's automatically all set up there.
Are they advertising with you?
Oh, I'm going to try to.
Yeah.
We'll try to get some of that in there. And I was actually thinking of the same kind of deal you guys did with Audible.
Yeah, Audible's a great sponsor, and we thank them generously. But, yeah, man, I got to tell you about my day. I have to get this off my chest.
Let's go.
Okay.
What happened?
So, Salem is north of Boston, about 20 minutes north of Boston, and my wife had to go get her flu shot today, so we share a car. I wasn't able to take a ride home with her like we normally do every day. So I was like, okay, I'll take the commuter rail, which is basically just a glorified subway up to the suburbs. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm on the commuter rail, and usually a 20-minute ride, not bad at all. I'll be home, before get over to 5, be home before 6 p.m. It'll be fantastic. Yeah, that didn't happen. 2.5 hours later, I was still on the train.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. This music is way too happy for this. We need to go something a little more dour here. I don't know. I don't know what to put on. Let's see. No, that's too happy too. That's too happy too. Damn. I don't know. Well, let's just go the other way. Let's go Cantina song. Okay, because it was like madness there. I felt like I was with the Creature Cantina on that disabled train, because we're just sitting there for over 2.5 hours. We were there, and it was just madness that we're just sitting like on a train, and I'm watching the time tick by, and the worst part was like barely any internet connection. So
wow.
I can't check Twitter. I can't look at the site. I can't do anything. So I'm like pulling my hair out, what I have left of it. And it was killing me. So I get home here just in time to eat and, fire up the studio, the precious RetroZap studio that I have here. So, that was my night. So I'm coming to you.
It literally was just sitting there. You weren't even moving. It wasn't like it was going slow. You just sat there for 2 hours. Not doing a thing.
There was a disabled train on the track in front of us, and they could not move. And it was an absolute what's his name? It was a nightmare. That's all I'll say. It was Kafka. It was a Kafka-esque nightmare. I'll tell you that. But this show's about Star Wars.
Yeah. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, that's my first love. My very first memory is of Star Wars, playing with it with toys in the front yard with my best friend Joey in Irondequoit, New York.
No way, man. That's awesome. Yeah. So we haven't talked to you since before Force Friday. And how was your Force Friday?
It was kind of touch and go there because I had just gotten out of the clinic right like the Thursday morning before. Wednesday morning, I think it was before.
Okay. So
good buddy Derek there, which you I think met on wasn't he on the show with us when we had you guys on? I think Derek and Daryl. Yeah. And Chris had met Derek at Celebration with us. So
that's right.
Yeah, big Rebels and Clone Wars fan there. Derek is
nice.
Derek was really nice enough to drive over there and wait in line, and he got us 12th in line. We were there maybe 2 hours early because I was on meds and just totally out of it, so I couldn't drive. There's no way I could drive.
Of course, yeah.
And I thought for sure being 12th in line that we would get everything we wanted.
That was about the same position we were in. We were maybe between 12 and 15, I'd say. And no, it was just utter madness when we got in there. Yeah. In retrospect, I feel like Chris and I did a lot better than most people did, nationwide, but
I kind of feel the same way, yeah.
Yeah. But I think we got the majority of Wave 1. Between that day and the next day, I think
exactly.
Because I took the next day off from work and just kind of went on my hunt and went through all the different stores. But I managed to get the majority of Wave 1 and a few Wave 2. Got Sarko Plank, I got Elo Asti. So in retrospect, I didn't do too bad, but it was really disheartening to see so many empty pegs.
Oh, I know. Yeah, like I have not seen any of Wave 2 out here in the Seattle area for either the Black Series 6-inch or the 3 3/4-inch figures. I still only just see the Wave 1 guys, and they're very, very scarce, and I never see any of the main. I don't see Captain Phasma. I don't see Kylo Ren single-carded. Even the armor-up Kylo Ren I don't see anywhere.
Really? No, they're not that scarce around here. If I see any, I'll send them your way.
Well, what happened was William there, the Lost Jedi, right? Or the Lost Star Wars.
Bill Dranowski from Trade Federation.
He mailed me a Kylo Ren because he said you guys had him, and he was in the store.
Awesome.
And tweeted me and said, "Hey, you need him?" I was like, "Yeah, and thanks." And so I just PayPal'd him some money, and he threw it out to me. And he also did that with the Chopper Zeb 2-pack, which we have not seen out here either. And I've never seen a Chopper on the pegs. I've never even seen one in person. You know, none of my friends have it. So he messaged me again and said, "Hey, I got a Zeb Chopper 2-pack. I got an extra if you want it." So I was like, might as well mail it out to me. So I PayPal'd him some more money. So I mean, that guy, the people that you guys have introduced us to in Boston, you guys out there in Boston are top-notch guys, man. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough, and especially William for throwing those 2 figures at me.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. And yeah, you know, I'll take I'll take compliments on behalf of Boston any day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got a great team here, and you know, everyone is looking to help everyone out, and that's what I really love about the community right now, especially the collecting community really kind of stepping up, and you know, people making sure that everyone has everything they need.
Yep. Because that Kylo Ren was the only one that I didn't get. I think the day, like that night, and then the next day when I did my hunt.
Now, are you getting a 6-inch as well?
Yeah, I do the 6-inch Black Series, and so far, Force Awakens, I've got every single figure. I got 1 through 5.
Nice.
And then I found number 9, Constable Zuvio, through a friend in our local Star Wars club.
Cool.
So yeah, it just so works out that maybe I can remember how this acronym works, but it just so works that this is the coolest thing about area. Okay. The guys in the club were able to make it spell Sarlacc.
Really?
Yes, and just give me that's the name of the Star Wars club, and it makes sense for Seattle area. So just give me a second here. I'm pulling it up. I got to figure out what this actually means. While
you look for that, I'll just you know, in pursuit of what I just said about everyone helping each other out, you know, I'm still looking for that Phasma 6-inch and a Snowtrooper.
I need those also. So if I see them, I'll grab 2 and mail them out. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that Toys R Us exclusive Snowtrooper too. Yeah, that's killing me. And some of those Wave 2 3 3/4 figures are eluding me as well. The that blue droid and one of the I
haven't seen the droid yet. Okay.
Oh yeah, he kind of looks like that bounty hunter from the Tartakovsky Clone Wars series.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He you know, the weird one who kind of had the puffy body that kind of turned into foam or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. It was like
Dirge
going nuts, right?
Dirge, that was his name. Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes out the Seattle area Lucasfilm Artifact Collectors Club.
Oh, I love Sarlacc. I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
We are Sarlacc.
It's so great. Yeah, I was like, that is a brilliant name. That's perfect.
God, every time they ever get lunch together, they're probably like, this is going to slowly digest over a manner of 1,000 years.
Yeah, we meet on the last Tuesday of every month at Applebee's down in South Center area. So if anyone is listening to this from the Seattle area and hasn't found a Star Wars club to join, that's the one.
That's awesome. Except for the Applebee's part, which probably will take 1,000 years to digest.
It's once a month. You can handle it.
No, I don't. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I see the comparison, though. I definitely do. Definitely. If you ever come up to Boston, there's some better place than the Applebee's we got to take you to. Got to get you some roast beef sandwiches on the North Shore. Get some good Italian food out here.
Yeah,
we'll hook it up.
When I was out, I've been out to Boston once. I think I went out with my friend Stephanie and her sister.
Nice.
We had a great time in Boston, and actually, that's the first place where I saw. I think there was in an IMAX theater there, and they had that first scene from the new when they were redoing the Star Wars and adding all those scenes to it.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the special edition.
We saw it. She's like, all right, I know you're gonna want to go in there and see this just for a stupid 5-second scene, and we got to sit through the whole movie, don't we? And I'm like, yep, we do.
That's awesome.
But she was nice enough to she knew how big a fan I was. So even if it was just a 5-second thing, I had, she was willing to sit through the whole thing with me and just to watch that little bit of new Star Wars footage,
Oh, it was a lot. It was just great to see it on the big screen again back then.
Yeah.
96.
But
man.
I mean, the thing I came away with was Anthony's on your pier there. That was a good place. And then the bagels. Oh, the bagels, man. We went down to the square. Everyone's playing chess, I don't know what you call that, but
okay, you were in Harvard Square.
Yeah, and there was a bagel shop there. They toasted them up a little bit, put some nice toppings on them. Some of the best bagels I've ever had, man.
No, that was Aubon Pain, and that's I don't think that's there anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and that Anthony's Pier 4 is no longer there as well.
Wow.
But that place used to be awesome. I mean, we're going back 20 years now.
Yeah. It was before I moved out to Seattle, so that had to be well before 2000.
Yeah. No, yeah, that place where Harvard Square was like the one of the cultural centers of Boston, and many days in the 90s did I spend going out there as a teenager, going to hang out, get the go to the used record stores and kind of just grab a lot of my cool grunge stuff out there. That was my jam right there.
Yeah.
Love that place. Love that place. Oh man. Yeah. So we're celebrating over here. We're celebrating an anniversary. One year.
That's true. Yes, you guys have 1 year, right?
Not Brews and Blasters. That's coming up.
Oh, okay. But for RetroZap, right?
RetroZap.com is celebrating 1 year of being in existence. So it was it's been a big deal. Kind of looking back and being just kind of remarking at how fast and how amazing things have really come, and it's been a wild ride. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's read RetroZap or anyone who's listened to any of the shows, and gotta thank the entire staff over at RetroZap, whether you're on a show or you're writing or contributing in any way. You guys are just the best. So yeah, unbelievable ride, and can't wait for year 2 because turning things up a notch for sure.
Yeah, and I appreciate all the stuff that you guys and your team has done, because I mean I love the site. I love the content you're putting out. I mean, and congratulations on making it a year. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that we're talking about millions of views and not, I thought we'd be talking about hundreds by this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my goal was to have like 1,000 views in a year when I first started. But yeah, we're talking about millions, and it's really exciting. So yeah, that's awesome. kind of all I wanted to talk about.
Well, it's amazing how quick some things can just take off. Because it was the same thing with our show. In the first year, like, I didn't expect to get over 1,000 followers on Twitter and have all these hits, and now when hearing that the server's crashing because we get so many hits and stuff, and it's like it was not what we expected either. So when something catches on and you got a nice attitude, I mean, you guys have a brilliant, nice attitude. You always sound like you're having fun.
We are,
and I think that's a big key to it.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be too self-congratulatory, but
well, I'll just congratulate you guys for you. Then.
Oh man, that's not what we had you on for. Instead of talking about us, let's talk about other people. Let's talk about the Oppo Awards. How about that?
There you go. Yeah.
All right, Oppo Award this week goes to Ryan's pitch. Ryan leaves us pretty much one of those amazing reviews I've ever seen on an iTunes review ever.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to read this thing.
All right, here it goes. And by the way, this guy's an awesome contributor on Twitter. You should always follow him. He's awesome, and I hear from him all the time. Ryan says, if you love The Wars, this is the podcast. This is your band of brothers. I'm sorry. Let me start over. Ryan, I'm butchering your review here. If you love The Wars, this podcast is your band of brothers. For the most part, we can all remember the first time we experienced something really amazing. The first time we pull out of the driveway with a brand new driver's license. The first date or some ice cold beers with your buddies. All good things. What about the first time you saw a Star Wars movie? Or that one Christmas morning where you discovered an AT-AT under the tree? Oh, I wish I had that. I never had an AT-AT under the tree myself.
I have an AT-AT, but it wasn't until later.
Yeah. So, he writes, I can't remember all the details surrounding my first encounter with Brews and Blasters, or the RetroZap.com network, but Chris and Joe are now like family. And kicking back with these guys every week brings back the best parts of our Star Wars lives with a lot of wit, laughter, and good times. These fellas serve up a healthy mix of Star Wars news with some reviews of toys, collectibles, books and comics, shows, video games, and so much more. Did the conversation in Clerks about life insurance for employees of the Death Star make you laugh? Then you'll love Brews and Blasters. The hosts will take their job of delivering entertainment very seriously, but not themselves. Do you cherish references to pop culture from the 80s? Does an 8-bit or 12-bit 8-bit or 12, or I think you meant 16-bit, 8-bit or 16-bit soundtrack sound like heaven to your ears? Well, how about it? Yeah.
That was a good review. Yeah.
Oh, we're not done.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, I just want to play some 8-bit for you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Then we are long lost brothers, and you'll love Brews and Blasters. It truly is like pulling up to a bar stool at your local pub with your own group of righteous friends and setting the world straight just for a little while. Let's face it, if somebody delivers some live commentary during viewings of the Ewok movie specials, then you know their fandom is, all caps, legit. Chris's work over at the Collector's Hut, YouTube, Twitter, and Joe's articles on RetroZap are perfect supplements to boost your Star Wars content thirst as we journey to The Force Awakens. But more about that later. For now, give yourself a bonus Force Friday, download the latest Brews and Blasters show, crack a cold one, and enjoy life for a little while. I guarantee it won't be your last time, but it's the first time that you do not want to miss. Great work, fellas, and to everyone in the Star Wars family, may the Force be with you. See you all on Twitter and beyond at Ryan's Pitch. Woo!
Awesome. That was awesome, yeah.
That is the greatest review I have ever read about anything. We don't deserve that. That is too good. You like us too much. We're not doing that good a job. I refuse to believe it. I feel like Doc Brown when he's like tearing up the letter in front of Marty in Back to the Future. I refuse to accept the consequences of this. You know, that's kind of how I feel like
reading this. You don't understand.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Doc Brown right then. You know, as I read this, but that's amazing. So, Ryan, you are this week's Oppo Award winner, and you don't need
definitely deserves an Oppo Award for that one. Yes,
for sure. If you'd like to be an Oppo Award winner, all you have to do to be in the running is to leave an iTunes review, and it doesn't have to be, you know, as extensive as Ryan's, even though we appreciate that. You know, we just want your honest thoughts. If you like the show, please leave a review, and that's all you need to do. And that will get you in the running to win an Oppo Award. And we read all shapes and kinds, and every week. So that's all there is.
And it's an awesome looking award too.
Yeah, sure is. And that goes out to a friend of the show, Mark Suter, from the Idiots Raised podcast, who just did an amazing job with those graphics.
And what do? You email that out to them, right? Or something? You send it to them somehow, right?
Yeah, we're getting them out on Twitter.
Okay.
Getting them out there for all the world to see, whether they like it or not. Hey, how about a Brews and Blasters theme song?
Sure.
Oh.
What?
All right then.
From a galaxy far away, it's Brews and Blasters, Rebel Scum and IPAs. It's Brews and Blasters, Sith and Jedi agree. It's the only podcast that you need. Tell your droid to dim the lights. It's Brews and Blasters tonight.
God, I love that song.
It's so cool.
Oh, Luke Schreiber, thank you so much for that. I'm going to thank you every single episode. So, yeah, that's going to be played at least every episode. I'm going to do more with that though. I have things up my sleeve.
Yeah, you get so many people who send in cool stuff that to help you guys out. I think that's amazing. It's really good of them.
We love it, and we love engaging with the fans. If you want to send things in, or you just want to email, you know, our email address is brewsandblasters@retrozap.com, and we always want to hear from you, for sure.
And I love the idea that you guys started that whole. I mean, that was you that started Kayada Monday, right?
Yeah, that came from the show, Kayadi
Yeah.
Monday. That was just something we were talking about, and I registered for a site right on the air. And Kayadi Monday was born. And that's something we're doing every Monday. And hashtag that every single Monday. It's a new holiday. And we're gonna sweep the nation with that one.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that one.
Oh yeah, I loved your YouTube video that you made. That was amazing.
It's something, my brother and I, when we were kids, we listened to Weird Al like so much that it's like it's always been something. Whenever I'm listening to a song, it's always going through my head like, what can I turn this into? And
oh yeah.
And when you guys just said, Kayada Monday, I was like, Manic Monday. That works perfect.
Oh my gosh, it does it ever. And KayadiMonday.com is the place for that. And we host John's video on that page, along with some comics by Mark Suter and some other things from people that we tend to post from around the world. And we have John made a hilarious parody video and did some great vocals to it as well. Yeah.
I just wish I was better and more crafty with the video side of it, so I could put in some scenes from the movie or something, But I just used action figures because that's what I had.
Oh, it's perfect with the action figures. That's what I love. Hold on, I'm gonna play it right now. Let's pipe this up a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
The separatists were ready, and Kai was out with his trooper team.
It's just as soon as it starts, it's fantastic.
He ignited his lightsaber with a crystal green lightning beam.
Lightning beam, I like that.
Turned around too late, cause a Jedi is not afraid.
We're recreating Order 66 here.
Those were the days when the Jedi Master's fates were made.
Come on!
Jedi known as Kayada Monday.
Oh, here's the big kicker. The hook.
His hair was kind of funky. Oh, Order 66, not a fun day. I know we'll miss him one day. He's the Jedi known as Kayada Monday.
Oh, lovely. Oh, there he's in the Imperial Troops transport.
All
right, we're gonna pipe that down. I think one verse is good. You can go to KayadiMonday.com to hear the full song.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. It took me 2 or 3 tries to kind of like match up the lyrics to make it, work with kind of his story and what happened. Although I do realize I think I got one thing wrong. Didn't he die on a snowy planet, not in a forest?
I can't tell if that was snow or ash. It was on what was the name of the planet? Oh.
So I may have got one little thing wrong. I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
it works.
I'm
right?
so tired. Was it snow or ash? I can't remember. And Christophsis. That was the name of the planet. The first episode, or the Clone Wars movie took place on Christophsis. That's where it opened up, and that's where Kayadi Monday died.
Okay.
Yeah, the Outer Rim sieges and whatnot.
So it could have been a forest on fire, and that was all ash. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's it. So I could never tell if that was like, because I thought Christophsis was like an industrial planet. That was all like just like smoggy ash, but it could also be snow. I don't know. It was an awesome visual either way.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, we have a lot of people contributing to Kayadi Monday, making it something beyond something Chris and I were just joking about. So it's pretty fun.
It's good that you guys came up with that, because I was trying to think of something like that. And then as soon as you said it, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's a good one.
Oh my God. If we were trying to think about it, it never would have happened. That was probably the most insane and organic thing we ever thought of. It just kind of rolled off our tongues, and we're like, oh my God, I couldn't even breathe for like 2 minutes. Oh man. All right, John, we got something big going on here. We got something big.
Yeah, huge. I hear this is going to be huge. Yeah.
We've been having a First Order Stormtrooper contest. The San Diego
bigger than big. This is bigger than huge.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con.
Everyone wants one of these.
First Order Stormtrooper. They're running for over $100 on eBay right now, and we're just giving one away. We opened it up worldwide, so anyone could enter this, and we chose at random. We're choosing the winner at random to win this, and we had a lot of great entries. We had the contest open for about a month, and yeah, we ended it on the anniversary of RetroZap.com, and we're gonna do the winner right now.
And this isn't just a First Order Black Series 6-inch Stormtrooper.
No.
It is the Comic-Con version, right?
This is the San Diego Comic-Con version that is exclusive only to San Diego Comic-Con. You can maybe get it for about 2 seconds on Hasbro Toy Shop afterwards. And I managed to get one, and I want to give it away to a listener, to Brews and Blasters, just for being awesome and listening to Brews and Blasters. So, the winner of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive First Order contest is, drumroll please. Oh wait, I don't have a drumroll. Hold on, keep on doing that. I just want to hear you do that one more time. One more time.
All right. Is
Sam, Instagram name Poncho-X1. Woo!
All right, Sam.
Sam, you win the San Diego Comic-Con First Order Stormtrooper. Get in touch with us, brewersandblasters@retrozap.com, and we're gonna get that shipped out to you. And you know, we had a lot of entries, and we chose at random, and just want to say thank you to everybody who entered. We're gonna be following up with you guys, and just letting you know the scoop, and thank you so much for entering.
You know though, Sam might not be able to collect right now. I think he could have just blasted into space in such excitement and joy that he's won.
Oh no.
I mean, it might take a while for him to come back down to Earth.
Well, if he gets us his address, we'll be there when he comes back. Or not.
I'd be doing backflips if I won one of those, wouldn't
For
you?
sure. Oh man. So yeah, we tried to come up with the most exclusive thing we could think of and get that out to you. Something we could get our hands on at least. But yeah, so enjoy that, Sam, and yeah, thank you everyone for participating. All right.
That's very generous of you guys, by the way. I just think it's amazing of you to give away something of such caliber.
Well, we try, right?
Yeah. So great group of guys out there in Boston.
Yeah, it's good to be from Boston. Oh man.
And congratulations, Sam. That is all right.
Hey, what do you say we take a break, John?
We could do that, yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break here. All right, we're talking about Audible. Audible.com. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com, of course. And for listeners of Brews and Blasters, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a 30-day free trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. You can check out Lost Stars by Claudia Gray or any other audiobook for absolutely free by going to audible.com. They have over 150,000 titles to choose from, so you can download those for your iPhone, Kindle, Android, or MP3 player, and all you have to do is go to audibletrial.com/brewsandblasters for your free audiobook. John, do you listen to audiobooks?
I want to start. I've been really seriously thinking about it, and one thing I actually wanted to ask you guys is, do they have Star Wars up there? Can you, if you sign up through the Brews and Blasters link there,
yeah,
can you get a Star Wars book for free right away as one of your first books?
You know, again, you're making my job easy. John, if you were to go to audibletrial.com/brewsandblasters, you can sign up, and there are tons and tons of Star Wars books from Legends and from the new canon for you to listen to. And they're not just, narrated. They are, amazingly produced pieces of audible art, really. They have, the sound effects, they have music, the narration is top notch, actor caliber, voice acting caliber. So it really is an entire experience to listen to. So,
all right.
Yeah, those Star Wars novels are really unbelievable, and every single time I really enjoy it. I just rip right through. So, and it's a great way to consume, Star Wars novels at this time, because there's so many coming out fast and furious. It's hard to keep up. Are you keeping up with Journey to the Force Awakens yourself?
I am reading the comic books, but I want to read the Tarkin book. I now have to go, since I just learned about, I was tweeting the other day about what if we know that the seventh sister, I'm gonna just say,
we'll get to that.
A spoiler.
No.
But I was just saying that I knew that the seventh sister was not Barriss Sophie.
Okay.
So I was like, well, that means that Barriss could still be alive in another form. And I made the point, well, what if her and this other character that we all know and love from the Clone Wars were able to form a bounty hunter team? And everybody was like, John, you gotta read Dark Disciple.
Oh, well, you should read Dark Disciple to for that too. So, because, these Star Wars books are canon now. They are as weighted as everything else that is being produced. It's no longer the way that it was, where books did not have the same weight as the movies. It's all the same weight. Everything that happens in the books is tying back into the movies as well. Everything that happens in the animated show is tying back into live action, and vice versa. So, it's a great way to get up to speed. You're going to be able to consume audio books faster, and the production quality is just top notch. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the first one I want to check out, though, I mean, right now because I just read that last issue of Star Wars Insider, and they had the little snippet which ties into the Aftermath book.
Yes.
And I have got to get that Aftermath book in one way, shape, or another. Either I'm going to have to read it, or I'll try the Audible and see if it's on there.
Well, if you read with Kindle, there is a great function that syncs everything up. So you can read from Kindle and go right to your audiobook and back and forth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, John, you should go to audibletrial.com/brewsandblasters and sign up. And your first book is free. So you got nothing to lose.
I'll do it tonight.
All right.
Tomorrow I'll be listening in the car.
And we're back. Just wanted to keep it real short that time.
It's good to be back.
Hey, it's good to be back. All right.
So I got something I wanted to bring up.
All right. Cool. Yeah. What do you want?
So like, all right. This is a rumor. I want your opinion on this. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about October 19th. Do you hear that? You know that date? Have you heard that date floating around? Do you know what's going on about that?
This is supposed to be the date of the official Star Wars trailer. That is what the rumor mill is churning out right now. And people are saying that sometime over the weekend we're gonna get to see this in about a week. So yeah, I don't know what to make of this. I
don't know either, because I searched all this morning. My friends Derek and Daryl there were tweeting me, and they were messaging me and saying like, this is real, this is gonna happen, check it out. And I went all over the place, and I could not find an official site that would verify this. So I think it's just a rumor, right? It's
a rumor. It's not officially backed up by any sites right now, but there are some people who are saying some legitimate sounding things. That's what I will say. They are confirming with people who run movie studios, run movie theaters rather, not studios.
Okay, yeah.
And they're saying that they are slated to get drives featuring the trailer on them very soon, and they will then receive the keys on October 19th to decrypt those drives. And that is what is leading to the idea that they will be released on October 19th, and that this trailer is not attached to any movie per se, so it may not. So there is material information being passed around leading us to believe that will happen, but it is not officially confirmed anywhere. So they may not give them the unlock keys when they think they might. You don't know that. I'm not sure 100% who is talking to these movie theater owners as well, who are releasing this information. So it is speculative, but we actually, by October 19th or a few days beforehand, we actually may get a trailer. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful of that.
I'm hopeful too. I mean, I would love to see something A little bit more new footage, but hopefully not enough to give me a story idea. I like the idea that I'm going into this blind. I don't really know what the story is about.
Well,
I know some characters. I've seen a couple scenes, some still photos, but you still really don't know what the movie is going to be about. And I'm digging that idea, and I hope that the trailer doesn't give away too much more.
Well, we've seen, given the actual footage, not just like black or not just voiceover, we have really only seen fractional amounts of what this movie is. Like really, really tiny, tiny bits. A speeder going across a landscape. Very quick hits of footage. So if we got a 2-minute trailer, let's say, there's still a lot to unpack after that.
Oh,
a 2-minute trailer is like 1% of a movie, something like that. I don't know. I don't do math.
Yeah, if that, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be bad, and I do think they will reuse some footage, but not all. I think we will see more, and it will elucidate what the actual story will be. I think we'll have a much firmer grasp on where the story is going and where it won't be going. But, Abrams does trailers in his way. He doesn't do them like other people do them. He definitely leaves so much to speculation when he does a trailer.
Yeah.
So, we may get 40 Seconds of Darkness in the movie. Who knows? But I'm wondering, really, will we finally see Luke Skywalker? Will we see?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen his face, right, in the trailer or anything, right?
No, we haven't. We
haven't really seen Leia, or Princess Leia's face in the trailer either. Her face. Right?
The only time we saw her face was in the San Diego Comic-Con film reel for the behind the scenes.
That's
portion.
right. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yes, looking lovely as ever, but not in any official trailer of any sort. So, very, very exciting, and it kind of, October 19th kind of sits right, thinking about where it is in relation to the movie release date of December 18th.
Yeah, that's 2 months ahead, basically.
Yeah, 1 day less of 2 months.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of there. We're really in the home stretch right now, and I think that trailer is going to really solidify that. So, exciting times. Very, very exciting times. We may actually get that footage, and when we do, we're gonna be online. We're gonna be publishing and talking about it as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah, I'm gonna, when that first teaser hit, that morning, I think I was up at 6 a.m. and I immediately wrote a post for the Super Awesome Geek Show, and basically broke that trailer down, scene shot by shot, and what my speculation was and what I saw in the trailer, and
that Black Friday was one of the best days of my life.
Oh, I know. And when I got to work that morning, everybody I work in a mall called the Crossroads Mall. The store I work in is attached to it. And everyone at the Starbucks in front was like, have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? Everyone, you could just hear people down the mall just talking about it. And someone threw their Chrome stick into the big flat screen TV that was at the sports bar. And they threw it up on the big TV, and the whole... Because there's a community sort of center in the middle of this mall. It's a very unique mall. And everyone was there looking at the stage and just watching this huge thing and just being like, holy cow.
That was a great Black Friday. And I remember watching that trailer just about all day, writing about that trailer, and then learning that Faith No More had reformed and they were playing live, and I heard the first song from Faith No More that I had heard in about 20 years, and it was one of the greatest things I ever heard in my life. And it was just I get new Star Wars and I have new Faith No More in one day.
Oh, he must have been in heaven.
It was it was definitely one of the greatest geek days of my life, for sure. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm getting chill just thinking about it. And we're gonna get a full. That was only a teaser. We're gonna get a full trailer. Yeah. Oh, who knows?
It's good. The whole net's gonna go crazy. It's gonna be amazing.
I think we're gonna hear a lot more voices. We're gonna see more CGI characters as well. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna be, who is that? What's that?
Yeah.
What's that thing?
Well, that's how I was when I seen some of these pictures, like that was it the Entertainment Weekly one? And they had BB-8 with Ray, and the creature was a Tito or Tebow or Tilo or something. I forget his name already. The little guy was sitting on top of this thing.
Tito, yeah.
Tito, right? Okay. And he's sitting up on top of it, and I look at it and I go, it took me a second. I thought it was a mechanical thing, and I go, wait a minute, it has flesh and blood feet. That's actually a creature.
It's a Lugga-beast.
And then I realized it's got like an AT whatever's head, for its helmet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, right?
It looked like one of the ones we saw in Rebels.
Yeah.
Like those walkers, but it was the helmet, just the
ATRT,
part.
yeah.
Like he hollowed it out and gave it to the creature as a mask, as like a shield, so that when the desert wind kicked up, it could still, survive.
Or it's cybernetic.
It's all speculation, but it's like, wow.
What if it's cybernetic?
Oh man, a cybernetic creature that the guy rode on? That is so cool.
Yeah, like augmented to like be able to carry and lift even more. And so
wow.
I just got the figure for that character.
Yeah, I think I saw him. Yeah, he's in the 3-pack, right? Is he?
Yeah.
Or is that, was he? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the new mission series. I actually found them all at my local Target. I got the Dennis Keithley sent me the Ahsoka Tano and Vader. And I just found, over the weekend, I found C-3PO and R2, C-3PO with the red arm, and I got the...
I saw one of the guys in the club with that, and I really want to find one now. I wasn't sure at the beginning if I would pick one of those up, but now that I've seen it in person, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get one of those.
Yeah, the Sarlacc Club?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. And then there's Unkar's Thug BB-8.
Yeah, I want to get that because I really want BB-8, and of course I want some of these thugs and
yeah,
Tito. And
so is like Unkar's Thug Tito? Is that what I'm talking about here? Like I really couldn't tell.
I thought the little guy wrapped in the mummy wraps was Tito, but it might not be. It could just be another guy from his species in his gang or something,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, and Chris and I, just pure speculation, we're speculating that big Trandoshan guy who's in the Entertainment Weekly spread, we think that might be Unkar Plutt.
Oh.
I don't know. We don't know. But, that would be pretty cool, though. That'd be cool. So
I think it's cool to have, some of the aliens and the races we've seen before coming back in.
And mixing.
And then new guys, new races, new alien species that we're being introduced to. It's just, Star Wars again in full effect, right?
Right. And then we get that mixture as well in the novels. Like in Journey of the Force Awakens, Luke actually meets Sarko Plank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in his Weapon of the Jedi novel. It's awesome. It's a great story. I'm just about finished with it, and it's a really good story. So I'm pretty impressed with how they're weaving all of these new characters and new species throughout the rest of the history as well. And providing that tapestry.
I have totally got to get on Audible and get these books going, because that's the best time for me to do it, is when I'm on my ride to work and on my way home. So
yeah, definitely. I put them on when I'm showering and getting ready in the morning.
I could do that too. You're right.
Yeah, it's a great way to kill an hour. So, hey, Rebels is coming back next week.
Oh, I can't wait. Next week, right?
Yeah, next week, October 14th. Yeah, so we briefly talked about it, that Sarah Michelle Gellar has revealed her character. She is the seventh sister, which is, well, what is that, right? Is that an Inquisitor?
I'm like, is it related to the Night Sisters or what? I don't know.
I don't know if it's a Night Sister, because she looks like a Maryland. Yeah. So I don't think so, but I don't know. Like,
and why seventh? Like, what is the 7 stand?
Seven of how many? Right? And are these Inquisitors? I
believe they are. They still have the Inquisitor lightsabers.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what this whole sisterhood is and what she represents, but she looks cool and she looks pretty tough. So
yeah. Well, here's one thing that I kind of like, which I find is interesting. So I kind of see a lot more factions forming up in this whole Jedi Order thing, which I think is kind of cool, because in the beginning we had Jedi Knights and we had Sith Lords.
Okay.
And now I'm seeing we have Inquisitors. We have, with Force Awakens, the Knights of Ren. You know, and then we have Ahsoka, who's on her own with white, clear lightsabers. So she doesn't fit into any group. So I'm like starting to see like this splintering of what was a 2 orders of Force users into multiple different groups who have different ideals and factions, and and it's just making the world like so much more.
It's richer. It's richer.
Yeah, richer, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the original Star Wars dealt with black and white, good and evil, and you had the Force divided that way to neatly tell that story. So you were either of the light side or you were of the dark side.
Yeah.
But other stories require different nuances, and like anything else, there's a spectrum. I mean, whenever you're dealing with personality and you're dealing with life forms, I mean, everything takes a spectrum. So it turns out that there are people who use the Force that aren't Jedi, and we find out that the Jedi and the Sith are only really organizations. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not the end-all, be-all of the Force. And you found even in the Clone Wars with the Mortis arc, you had anchorites out there, whatever those may be.
That's true. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have Ahsoka, which kind of just a Ronin Jedi, if to use samurai.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, she's Ronin. She is.
Yeah.
A Jedi Knight without a home or a master, not kind of finding her own way. So that's something entirely different in the canon. And I know Legends had many different delineations. I know there were gray Jedi and all sorts of things I'm definitely not well versed in. But as far as like official canon, yeah, you're finding there's the Inquisitorium, and which are entirely different. They're trained by the Empire, and what are the nuances of that organization? I'm sure with 2 more on the way, we're going to find out more about that. Excuse me. But yeah,
it's just going to be awesome, and I just can't wait to see how all this unfolds. Because I feel like, I mean, what's your opinion on this? I mean, I feel like by the time we get to A New Hope, there really is only like Ben, Yoda, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker's coming into it. Like I feel like it's down to where there's only 4 or 5 left.
Yeah, I
Force
think
users like that with lightsabers, right?
I think that's necessary to tell the story. I really do. I don't think that you can have like tons of Jedi scattered throughout the galaxy out there and still be able to tell the same story, because you'd always be thinking in the back of your head, well, if Luke doesn't accomplish it, there'll always be someone else, right? So yeah, I mean, I just think that it's necessary to kind of get to where we are in the galaxy to really understand that, no, this is it. The Skywalker family is the end. So what I'm getting at is like, we're going to have to see these new Inquisitors die. We're going to have to see Ahsoka die. We're going to have to see Kanan die. We're going to have to see Ezra at least leave, if not die. So I'm like, are we really going to get to see that before the end of Rebels or some other show that comes after Rebels to fill the gap maybe between Rebels and A New Hope? Well,
like, are we going to get to a point where we get to watch Darth Vader cut down and destroy the Jedi Knights? It says he hunted them down and destroyed them, and I'm like, well, I want to see that. Let's see him hunt down and destroy the Jedi Knights.
Well, he certainly was known for that, and he definitely was doing things on Mustafar to that effect. I wonder if we ever will get that castle that we were always talking about on Mustafar that maybe he kind of built afterwards during the Dark Times. But one thing about the Inquisitors, I mean, just because there were very few Jedi left, doesn't mean that the Inquisitors will all be wiped out. When you think about the beginning of A New Hope, the terminology is pursued by the Emperor's sinister agents. Agents with plural.
That's true.
And they don't go into detail who those agents are. So Vader is presumed to be one of those agents, right?
Yeah.
Because that's who's pursuing.
That's who we see.
So that is one of the agents. But the Inquisitors could be the rest of them, and they could be, lightsaber wielding weak Force users, and something totally different from the Jedi that really aren't even known about. The Empire doesn't, they're not known. Like they're the secret part of the Empire that only comes out to deal with, the big bad problems. Right? So
yeah, that could be.
Yeah. So
I guess the floor is open for just about anything at this point.
Yeah, I think Sinister Agents leaves a lot of room to tell a lot of stories. So I would kind of lump the Inquisitors in that area. So, yeah, I don't know. But I think Jedi-wise, hard to say what Kanan and Ezra will actually be. If I just don't see a Kanan and Ezra being out there if there's a Kenobi and Luke as well.
Yeah, and I also feel that way about Ahsoka. As difficult as it'll be, like I love the Ahsoka character. I grew to love her. I didn't like her in the beginning, but then as she developed and her character, when she took that turn and walked away, I suddenly fell in love with the character. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like brilliant. Like, I mean, hands to you, Dave Filoni, because that was some brilliant idea in taking that character in that direction. And then when she showed up, I mean, I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anyone who hasn't seen Rebels.
Spoiler Rebels.
She showed up. Oh my gosh! It just, my mouth just dropped. I was like, "She's Fulcrum? Oh wow,
yeah,
she's back!"
It was very, very powerful. Her leaving and her return. So
Yep.
Yeah,
and it just
really
made me
was.
totally fall in love with the character. And then I started really liking Kanan, and especially reading the Kanan comic book and getting some of his background.
That Kanan comic book.
I'm in love with that character too.
I love that Kanan comic book. It is one of my favorites, aside from all the others that are my favorites.
Yeah.
I'm officially caught up. I'm up to Kanan 6 and not 6, maybe 7. No,
I just got one today, so I don't remember what number it was, but I did just get a new one.
I'm current with them now
today. And I think I have to read that one last one.
They're fantastic, and I love the Kanan book, and I can't wait to see where it's going to go as an ongoing series.
Yeah,
it's so good. The stories they're telling there are
and
amazing.
I love the side characters, like the guy that he stole the ship from and everything. What was his name?
Casimir. Janus Casimir.
Right?
Yeah. Janus Casimir taught Caleb Doom, who became Kanan Jarrus. Janus Casimir, Kanan Jarrus. I mean, it's unmistakable. You know what's happening there.
Yeah, it's going to have to be. But I really hope that we learn more about him and we see him somewhere down the line in other, like either showing up in Rebels or showing up in even in Force Awakens or something, or mentioning him somewhere. I just think he's a really cool character, and I hope to see him continue on.
I'd like to see him live action.
Yeah.
I'd love Freddie Prinze to take the role live action.
Oh, that would be nice too.
It would be awesome. I mean, I don't
know how they would ever get that going, because I feel like he should be dead by the time New Hope's around. So
Rogue One.
That could be, but they said there's no Force users, right? Or is that just something they're throwing out at us to
who knows?
Throw us off? I mean, they do that a lot.
Maybe said there's no Jedi. I mean, he's not technically a Jedi, right? Or is he now? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to see it. I think you have a top-notch actor in Freddie Prinze Jr. who's ready to take on the role, and I think he would be great as a Kanan Jarrus as well.
Yeah. Well, he could also. I mean, he can look the part. It's not just the voice. He actually is a person who could look the part. So
completely.
Might as well use him.
Yeah, I think so. Get him suited up.
What I was going to say is, as much as I love Kanan and as much as I love Ahsoka, I still honestly think it's going to kill me to watch it. But I do really think we need to see Darth Vader cut them down.
Well, I wrote this on RetroZap about what I think will be the fate of Ezra Bridger and the Rebels, and I gave 5 scenarios on how I think it might go down. And it's all on RetroZap. It's one of the most popular articles on the site.
Good article, yeah.
Yeah. So my bet is that they're on Alderaan. That's still where I'm putting my money.
Yeah, that's what that I've and after you said that, I think I've heard a few people echo that thought.
Yeah,
because it seems like even though she's like, it's a peaceful planet with no weapons and it's where Bail Organa was. It's where Leia is from. And
sure.
the rebel resistance, it could have I mean, it seems logical for them to have a very strong established base there, and a lot of the leaders of the rebellion would be there.
Right.
So it's a big possibility that they were all on. Pardon me, sorry. That everybody who's in Rebels was on. By the time we get to New Hope, they're on that planet.
Yeah, instrumental in some part with delivering those plans.
Yeah.
Or figuring out something with them. So yeah, I think that's really what we're talking about. But yeah, there's still a lot of ways it can go. I'm sure they have it all mapped out already, though. A few things to wrap up with. I just want to say, Dennis Keithley, writer on RetroZap, he's going to be at Rancho Obi-Wan's annual gala.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're calling it a Galloween this year. A gala and a Halloween. And yeah, he's going to be there. He's going to be...
What a great privilege. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think anyone who's a member of Rancho Obi-Wan gets the invite.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to make sure I'm a member then.
Yeah, definitely.
Next time.
Definitely. And that's a tour you don't want to miss. If you're ever in Northern California, you gotta check that out. I wasn't able to do it on my honeymoon, but I definitely will get back out there one day, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's I gotta do it because it's not. I mean, it's a half a day's drive for me, or maybe 3/4 of a day's drive. So I mean, I gotta do it.
Oh, for sure. So yeah, he's gonna be there as an official RetroZap representative. If you see him, be sure to say hi. He's a nice guy. He's friendly, and he wants to connect with the Star Wars community. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of legendary stories that have come out of that event.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. Just wanna if you're heading to Rancho Obi-Wan for Galloween, look for Dennis. He'll be there. One other thing too, I just have to say. So, Riley Blanton over at the Star Wars Report featured this week on My Star Wars Story with Scott Rifen. But man, he has been playing this one song. I love it so much. It is Farm Boy by Glenn Nelson and High Adventure. And he's been using it for his intro, and I love it. I turn off the Star Wars Report and listen to Farm Boy about 5 times, and then I turn back on the Star Wars Report to listen to it. So I just had to give a shout out to High Adventure. You have to check them out. They have a new album coming out, and their back catalog is unbelievable. Acoustic prog pop is an amazing album, and this is literally just off the top of my head. Just if you love Star Wars, you have to check out this band. The name's High Adventure, and yeah, they're just amazing. Yeah, so love it, Riley. Keep it up with the High Adventure, and definitely check out this song. It's called Farm Boy. I'm gonna play a little bit for you here.
Together, chasing the dark from the night.
All right, John. What do you say? What do you say we wrap up the show? You there, buddy?
That is a good song.
Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, what do you say? What do you say we wrap up the show?
Yeah, my friend just recently proposed to his girlfriend, and they went on a vacation together. And I'm watching his dog, and the dog is sitting by the door right now going, I really need to go outside. Yeah, when are you taking me out, So
it's like, let's go, buddy.
Time to wrap up,
Let's go, buddy. Let's do this thing. We tend to get the show on the road here. It's the dog, not me.
Cedric will be in the latest.
you so much for listening to Brews and Blasters. We want to hear from you. The email is brewsandblasters@retrozap.com. We want to hear from you and just, send us your thoughts, your theories, your speculation, your feedback. We want to read it. We're putting together a feedback show, I think. We're going to read a bunch of email we've been receiving and hopefully we'll receive. If you had a good time listening to the show, please leave us an iTunes review. It'll help more people find the podcast, and it'll put you in the running for an Oppo award as well. So, added bonus there. We're on social media. Brews and Blasters, leave off the S, RetroZap, add a PED, Collector's Hut, 2 T's at the end, Joey Juan Kenobi, and Chris Salton. John, what's your Twitter?
My Twitter?
Yeah.
My personal Twitter, I'm at Smadanaj with an underscore between those 2 words. That's just my name backwards, John Adams backwards with an underscore between each one. But the show is at Awesome Geek Show. And that's where we tweet. That's where we tweet the most.
You got it. Awesome Geek Show on Twitter.
Yep.
All right. Brews and Blasters is also on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, Periscope, Pinterest, Ello, Google Plus, and everything else. Be sure to hit us up, and we're trying to post as much as we possibly can. Gotta say one more time, thank you all for an absolutely amazing year at RetroZap, and we're gonna kill it in year 2. We really are, and we got a lot of things planned. Not to mention Brews and Blasters 1-year anniversary coming up, and that is going to be a good time. John, any final words?
Oh, just keep it geeky out there, everyone. Enjoy Star Wars. Can't wait for the new movie.
Yeah.
And Joe, thanks again just for having me on again. It's a real pleasure to be on your show once again, and I just love talking Star Wars with you, man.
It's been a great pleasure. The pleasure is all mine, my friend. All right, guys, that's it for us this week. We'll see you next time. May the Force be with you. For Chris Salton, John Adams, Joe Tavano, may the Force be with you.
I'm afraid the party's canceled, the summits never show. I know what was penciled, I must fall on a note. Force getting ready, maybe get too much. I know what was suffer, the Wookiee's wicked clutch.